Hello everyone and welcome back here to DreamHack Showdown. My name is Fearless and for this second map I am joined by the one and only Harry, and look at that chicken. It's absolutely beautiful. Shout out to DreamHack for that. And we're going to Mirage, so I'm very excited to see what Arcane Wave's map pick is going to look like. What are your thoughts?
Did you just see that? It's like we were in a real arena. That's so cool. I love these little things that DreamHack have done. I really have. Like, it's so sick that they're still trying to give, you know, the arena vibe to these online days. I'm a big fan of that.
Oh, we gotta miss that arena, man.
Then we look at, yeah, and then we take a look at, you know, like everything that we've seen here. You know what I'm not a big fan of? This Arcane Wave team just yet. If I'm being brutally honest, I feel like they need to show me a little bit more before I'm on board the hype train. The Sapphire's trying to push us towards. I'm not quite on there yet. I don't know about you, but I was very, very impressed with DeftFox, and I was really left wanting from Arcane Wave.
Yeah, well, I mean, Mirage, it is one of the stronger maps. They faced off against Giants earlier on today, and they showed a hella good performance. They played 16-4 on this map, and, you know, it was very challenging. It was their third map of that best of three, so very interesting to see if they can pull off a very similar performance. And here we see Arcane Wave on the T side, starting off with a little bit of util next to, of course, the pistols. And on the Team DeftFox side, we see that one singular smoke that might be good to hold off some pushes. And now Angie here, all the way on mid, is pre-firing a little bit into that window. And it looks like a nice mid-take here flashes out. And they're going to be running into connected towards that A-bomb side. And they pretty much got it for grabs. There's one player there down in CT, but the bomb is already being planted. And now the retake with a 5-on-5, it needs to happen.
There was a chance, but sadly it just slips away. And look at this, DeftFox, look at them go. They're so sneaky. They're assembling this little boosted CT, and Angie, she doesn't know it, but if she goes over towards CT, she's in for a world of hurt. Luckily enough, Olivia's just helped out massively with that kill. It's so much more than perhaps they're going to realize, but now with 3 players having to come through CT, it is into the mowdown they go. Arcane Wave, pistol round locked in, couple of key kills found. And then we got Miss Angie getting 3. That's what you want to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's already a good start. And let's hope that they can keep it up. Of course, you know, they're on the T side. They got some nice money. Look at that. Already 3 AKs on the scoreboard. And Team DeftFox, they're not going to sit still. They're going to be force buying into this round. And it's not going to be the first time that they will do this. And it has worked before, so very interesting to see. We have Victoria with a swag 7 all the way under apartments, and a Fatal on the close angle with that MP9. Molotov into car, and they're not making a move just yet. You know, taking things a little bit slower, but as soon as the flashbangs pop, they're not going to do a whole lot of damage, and things as, you know, Team DeftFox can actually quite patiently still hold their angles, and Victoria already dealing great damage there. And now it's just a matter of time before Arcane Wave hit this B-bomb side. They're going to try and make it happen, but players keep on falling. Elizabeth even with a deagle kill there. Okay, and here we go. Team DeftFox, they even things out. They're going to keep on going.
Elizabeth and her deagle, they just completely churned that apart, didn't they? That little final kill as well. And the Mag 7, you just love to see it. Oh, everything about that was so good. And the fact that, you know, that you go running into that stack, it's horrible because you always realize it just a second too late. Like, you're already too committed to get away. And there was definitely that moment of realization where everything just goes completely down the drain and you're just sat there. You know that you're walking in to the wrong bomb site, but you've got to commit. And so suddenly everything went so downhill so quickly. And that's the thing, the chaos there was exactly what DeftFox wanted. You know, they wanted things to get messy. They wanted it to just be chaos in the comms, and they thrive in it in that round. So now they come in with this force by win in the second, and immediately we're back into this kind of awkward spot for Arcane Wave. Let's see if they can pick it up. They've got Angie. Ooh, moving into the bottom of mid. She almost spied a player over the top of this smoke, and as this fades, Angie going through. Is she going to catch a time in here? It's faded, and oh, good night to Maria. She digs her down. This is given a little window for Mad6 to try and get out through the palace position, but she doesn't live to tell the tale. And so actually the advantage taken back by DeftFox in a pretty big way. Olivia's been able to get down short, but the problem is that her attention gets peeled away by a moment, by that kill over here in the ladder room. Ooh, but hang on a second. These Deagles, they are so dangerous. This is another bloodbath of a round, and we're into this 2-on-2 with the bomb about to get planted over inside of B. It's a short plant, so they can move up and look to try and take this. And there's only one player moving in through short for DeftFox. If they get that fight, if they get given this little engagement, if the timing is even slightly off between Ksu and Victoria, this round could still elude the CTs.
Oh, the Deags definitely look dangerous here, and now they need to make a move. Joker is now tagged, and her position was revealed, and eventually Ksu will clutch this one out with the information of Victoria, and that was a pretty good retake. They worked together pretty well, and yeah, another round there for Team DeftFox. But once again, the Fall Guys, they're doing something, and I mean, it's not enough yet to do enough to like counter DeftFox completely. They still have money to buy going into the next round, so it should still be okay, but you know, it was a good effort.
Yeah, and you know, like you look at that in the grand scheme of things, okay, it sucks that you didn't win the round, but what you did do is you've set yourself up nicely for the future, and as long as you can, you know, find even a little bit of success here and force some of these rebuys, you can keep DeftFox near breaking point in terms of the money. But it does rely on still getting a few kills in this one, and those two that get provided, oh, I thought it was two, but it was one. I misread the kill feed, should have just looked at my eyes. However, yeah, that one kill doesn't matter as much. The reinvestments can come through, and there's still a pretty nice blanket of money, but it's nowhere near as much as you would like over on this CT side. You know, you're in a good spot, but you're not in a great spot. We've all been there. You're not exactly living like paycheck to paycheck, but you also don't have like tens of thousands in the bank account. So yeah, you know, like it's still a bit of a struggle here for DeftFox, and there is still that chance that Arcane Wave can get back into the swing of things, and this A play, this just standard execute into the A bomb site is how they hope they get there. But Ksu falling immediately over on triple. That's the site opened up. A 4-on-5 for DeftFox. And really, if a kill doesn't come in sometime soon, it could just be a save. And that push into CT, that's given the kills to DeftFox that they needed to go for this retake.
Oh man, I was about to say that I liked the execute there from Arcane Wave, but eventually in the afterplant, they couldn't get away. The util from Team DeftFox was already there, a Molotov on site, so they kind of left the players there kind of stuck, and now it's not enough. They cannot escape, and they cannot reposition, and Team DeftFox will eventually here get the defuse, and that's a nice retake. I love to see that with so much util. Very much a lot of coordination there, teamwork, and the comms, they were just on point. Oh, and this kill, this double from Mariah there, very spicy.
Spicy indeed, especially because it was her who, I mean, she was just bringing the chilies left and right. Like, it was her who got the wall bang as well. Like, you know, that was a great round from her. And she's not short of them. Like, it feels like there's so many players on DeftFox right now that can just be stepping up when you need them. All right, Victoria, come on there. Like, oh, that's... I don't know how she got away with that. I can't make sense of that. Give me a chance at least. She like got the timing and everything right. It looked like she was like going for a one-way, but that was Arcane Wave smoke. It was definitely through the smoke, unless like, you know, it's the classic observer smokes being a little bit different. That was wild, the fact that she's taken an advantage in that fashion. And so once again, I hate bringing up, you know, the previous map all the time, but similar to Overpass and what seems to be like a bit of a staple of this Arcane Wave side thus far is they're going to have to play into this round in a 4-on-5. And that's just horrible. They're going to try and group up outside of A, but they've only got one smoke and a Molotov to make this play happen. So at this point, it's like, where do you want to smoke? You got to make your mind up because you don't have really any of them. They're going to throw it over here towards jungle by the looks of things. That's I like that decision, right? Because it's the AWP of Victoria that's going to cause you the most problems here, and she was over in window, so they smoke her off. That forces the reposition into CT. I like this decision thus far from Arcane Wave, and it's got them into the bomb site, but is it going to get them any further? Because Victoria now has arrived at CT, and she gets thrown up into the boost, but that's a bit of information for Arcane Wave. Now they know there's a second player in this CT side. What they didn't know is that Ram, they thought it was all clear. They thought it was fine, and it wasn't. The flank comes in, Fatal puts up 2, and DeftFox, they're going to take a 5th round. They take it by storm.
Oh yeah, with just that one smoke, it wasn't enough to clear out the site completely, so they kind of needed to take the time doing that. And as the time passed by, Mariah was already there on the ramp, all the way, like, ready for a flank. And yeah, that was pretty much the end of that round. Now going into round number 7, it's another eco here for Arcane Wave. Let's see what they're going to be doing with that. They have 2 players over in the B apartments kind of holding it up, and 2 down on top mid. Not going to be tagged just yet. Oh, Maxi, actually. A nice nade onto her, down to half HP already. And the thing is, what are they going to be doing now? So far, it just looks like they want to gain some map control and try to work off from there. Maybe someone makes a mistake. Maybe someone will push again and you can catch someone off guard. You never know. But it seems like CTs, they know what the economy is like for Arcane Wave. They're going to be sitting tight. Elizabeth here with a nice first kill into this round. And that's already a good start.
Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate to lose Olivia like that, but this round, honestly, I hope that when the rifles come out in the next, this is the kind of round that we see, one that's a little bit slower, one where you wait to see, you know, what DeftFox want to do, because as you said, they clearly know what the money's like in this round, so that's the reason why there's not too much aggression coming in. But in a lot of these rifle rounds, we have seen players push and prod the extremities of this map to get information, to get these early advantages on this CT side. But hold the phone just a second. Angie's got a double. Sadly, her journey comes to a close a little bit sooner than she would have liked. As I was saying, I'm hoping that now with all of this in store, right, you got the AWP. Okay, Angie is like the one exception to the rule here. She can play a little bit fast and loose and try and get something off the mark with the AWP. But I would love to just see like a buddy system employed, hold these angles across the map, wait and see what DeftFox bring to you, and then play in response to that. Because I'm still getting all these vibes that Arcane Wave, they're really feeling the need to make a big play. And that's just always been a cause for concern as opposed for anything to rely on. And there we go. Angie. Oh, you gotta love it. She goes aggressive. She gets that kill. And sure, they lose Pollen. Fine. That's a little bit heartbreaking considering that they're back into a 4-on-4. But a 4-on-4 is a damn sight better than where they've been in any of these rounds thus far. Mad 6 is holding ground. This is perfect. I feel like my vision for what I wanted this team to do, knowing all the information, the thing that they don't have, they've done in this round. And sadly, they lose Mad 6 down here towards ramp, but they're going to try and boost up into window, and that allows Livia to find that kill back into a 3-on-3. Fatal's still trying to hold down the window room. It's a little bit awkward, but she gets ahead of that flashbang. And so now Julia and Angie in this 2-on-3. They've got a lot to do, but it's not impossible.
Oh, that was a little bit awkward indeed, being catched with, flashbang in your hand. Not very ideal, but I guess it was just a little bit of a panic down there in that window room. And now they need to recover. 2 people still alive. Joker will find the first here. And, well, A is not completely clear yet. We still have Kesu into Palace. And she's just casually chilling there, just hoping, that someone will eventually make a move, and that is going to be happening, and she's just waiting for the bomb plant. She knows the time is low, and Fatal is now already here, and together they can make the magic happen once again. It was actually very smart there to wait, and to wait off, on Fatal to get the information on, where the players were positioned. Can I peek? Can I not peek? And, not even a flash was necessary. They can just do it all together with the comms. And, and that nice first pick as well. So many good kills there already. And eventually it seems to work now for Team DeftFox. And it has worked before. And Arcane Wave, they need to come back with an answer.
Yeah. That round went far better than really any other thus far. So, I think for Arcane Wave, maybe that's where the realization sets in. Okay, like, we no longer just go running into the maws of the beast that is DeftFox. And we try and play our own game a little bit more. Or maybe not even their own game. It's more like responding to DeftFox's game, because you need to give them that like warning sign that all these pushes aren't going to be tolerated anymore. And so they stack up heavily over here towards A early on. Angie's holding on to throw this mid smoke up and over. And it looks like Jilk is going to be the one responsible for holding on towards this B side of the map. We've seen that they like to go for these lower tunnels pushes. So that might be her responsibility here, especially with this accompanying smoke from Angie. But yeah, this is a hell of a lot nicer. Like this is an adjustment that needed to happen really, 20 rounds ago, all the way back on Overpass. One where, you do just slow it down a bit. And you can see that because you've wisened up to this, DeftFox are no longer going for these like really overzealous pushes. They're not like pushing and prodding anywhere on the map. They're very, very reserved. And so this is going to force the CTs to be a lot more reactive than you would ever like them to be. You don't have this early info. Instead, now you see these A smokes and you go, oh, well, we better get going into A. And luckily enough, they are going to arrive here thanks to that double con setup. But Victoria is all alone in this bomb site right now, and she has to deliver. She's not able to do so. And so now the A site belongs to Arcane Wave. Problem though, bomb dropped in jungle. I think that's because it came in on the mid split. And that there is a bit of a head scratcher. Normally you have that joined up with the players at ramp because they're the ones who are able to cross into the site. It's these mid players that are like adopting a lot of the danger in this play. And so that there could be the undoing of this round, as sad as it is to say. But Olivia's got a little bit of courage in her. She's gone for this bomb. She's very alone in this position, but she's found a kill, and now that bomb is retrieved. It's going to look to get back into the site, and Olivia, even more damage done. That's the round for Arcane Waves. Second on the board as they finally break the mold, and we finally get to see that little glimmer of hope we were looking for in Arcane Wave.
Oh, wow. Well, I have to say the beginning of that round was kind of sloppy there for a second, because indeed, as you were saying, they were going for a mid split, and as I was looking at the mini-map, I could just see those two players that were on mid falling, because I believe there was no short smoke, and they just tried to hope that with a Molotov, if anyone was going to be there, they would fall back, but instead they pushed forward. And I'm not sure who it was, but they got the kills. And, eventually it led to a 3-on-3, but it could have been a little bit more convincingly, but all by the end, it was all right. We have a second round now for Arcane Wave. And, well, if they have yet another round, Team DeftFox might actually be reset, because the money is kind of low. Actually, they still have those two off, but Mariah is just on a Deagle, and we see an MP9 onto Elizabeth. So not the best buy, but they believe in that double op setup, and Keisu is definitely making it work so far, getting that first kill there onto Matix. And now Arcane Wave, they need to respond. It looks like they are aiming for a B hit, and it could be good. Elizabeth is there with that MP9. She is holding the close angle though, so maybe she is able to make that happen. It looks like, with just one player there over on mid, kind of like hoping to catch off any rotation. With just about 30 seconds left on the clock, they are about to hit towards this B side, but Elizabeth already with one kill, and rotations are now coming in. There is backup, but Angie is ready for that as well. Will find 2 kills for herself, and suddenly this defense, it's getting tougher now for them. Both have an op, and one of them is smoked off, and the other one mollied off. So this is looking a little bit scary now for Team DeftFox, and with those 2 ops, the call has been made. Let's just save these weapons. We don't have a lot of money, and the ops can be deadly, so who knows what they can do with it going into the next round. Oh, they're unsure. Is Keisu gonna go for this? Nope. She will just sit tight. Even though she did hear a play that it's all Gucci. And the money now on Arcane Wave is actually is rather good. They were managed to hold on to 3 rifles this time. You know, a lot of the rounds were very, very close, so maybe they got 1 away, but now it's looking a lot better.
Yeah, it is. The only danger, like you highlighted, right, is that decision to hold on to these double orbs, and so they're still a threat in this round. I do like this decision, though. Maria, she gets 1, and Victoria now knows there's another here. That was the bomb. Oh, no, the bomb is up in Palace. There's kills happening on B. Oh, this is one that you might want to forget if you're Arcane Wave. This is not the start that you wanted. Julia's out to re-wrap. What can she do? Angie's on the rotation. Oh dear, Victoria caught looking the wrong way. That's a bit of an oddity because Casey was holding down mid, so it's a bit of a question mark as to why Victoria's homed in on Connector the way that she is, especially after dropping the bomb up in Palace. You know that Arcane Wave are going to try and get that back. Julia inside the site, and a missed shot from Casey means that this round might be close, but no cigar for DeftFox. Unless Elizabeth can pull something spectacular out of her hat. And she does nail the first. Missed shot from Angie, and Elizabeth will deliver. It's 8 on the board for DeftFox. And Elizabeth looking like a real queen right now as she gets this one onto the scoreboard.
Oh man, that start of that round was not too great. You know, we had so much hope, you know, Arcane Wave going into that round, you know, the economy was looking great, and now, you know, after just round 1, it's kind of all broken once again. And we're coming very, very close towards that end of the first half, so not very ideal. We do still see a bite coming up, but after this, you know, it might not be too great, so they really need this round in order to kind of stay in this game. And it looks like they're going to go quite aggressive here on mid, even though there's a slowdown and Connected. They're all going to be bursting, but 1 by 1. That is not what you want to see. You need to go in together, or maybe at least use a flashbang if you want to go out. They still have util, but they're just going to try it with brute force. But DeftFox, they say no, and with all 5 players left alive, it's a very, very hard task for Arcane Wave to make this happen.
Ooh, Angie, she's always ready to try and like make a big play happen. And you know, over on Overpass, it felt like a little bit misaligned for like how she was performing. But here on Mirage, when you see them on a map that they're more comfortable on, you see that she can be the player to deliver in those big moments. Sadly there, she gets a lot of damage off. It's that like triple threat of Connector, jungle, and catwalk that comes into play. I think she would have dealt with the jungle player if it wasn't for the one over at Cat just peppering shots past as well. And so now it's a fast A play, but Casey's already doing this to perfection. I've seen so many times that like players are floating around triple for whatever reason, and that's nowhere near as good, because like they're okay, they rush her down, they get the AK, they find a 4-on-4, but she takes one to the grave with her. And now these players in CT, like they don't have, I can't remember what team it was. It might have even been DeftFox. It was them or Vodafone Giants. They kept having their AWPer on triple on those solar A holds. And that's like a little bit risky, because at best you're kind of looking at like 2 kills there, and then you give the AWP over. Oh, look at Pollard. She's in CT. She hid in that smoke, bided her time, and delivered a double. Mad 6 now, trapped, and they know she's here. They've seen her head, but she swings out with that flashbang going over. Fatal's able to connect the shot. And that for me is like such an X factor in this DeftFox team. Fatal is just like so good. And I was always questioning, like, can she keep it up across every single map in a series? And it just feels like she can. She's always delivering. And in moments where it matters most as well. She's not one of these players who like will get you 2 kills but not win the round. No, she's so good in these clutches. And then over on the T side, she's phenomenal at these entries as well. So 10 on the board for DeftFox. Money still available for Arcane Wave. They get the AKs out. They've got the AWP on Angie. This is everything they could need. But already we've got a bit of a question mark thrown into this, thanks to Maria with this lower aggression.
Oh, and she is about to find someone. Is Olivka gonna look back? No, she is not. Which actually she does turn around, but it's not enough time to kill Mariah. She is quite kind of low though. So that is something, but it's not a kill yet. So once again, we do see an advantage early round here. 14 DeftFox. It's a really good start from them, and this must feel, you know, frustrating if you're Arcane Wave. Every single time you are looking for that first pick, but it's not happening. Instead, it goes the other way, and you need to make it happen every single time with just 4 players alive. And Joka also on kind of low health. Now Angie tagged as well. But here we go. Colin onto the A side and is looking for more spots. Fatal there on short. And at least she will be mollied off. And things will be delayed just a little bit. But you know, those players were hurt and the info is there that most likely it will be an A, and Victoria is ready. She is just switching to all the angles to make sure that A bomb side is hers. And now, once again, Matt6 last alive, and she needs to clutch it out. But the question is this the best thing to do? Not every single player has a lot of money, so maybe sticking to that AK is kind of nice going into the last round, as she doesn't have a bomb. So, yeah. This is most likely just looking for an exit, try to do a little bit of damage to the economy. But oh, nope, she will just save a nice AWP actually instead. Oh, what? Okay, I'm not sure why she threw it. Oh, but she does still...
No.
Oh, okay, this is okay. I was a little bit scared. Like, if that second player was gonna drop down, she would have not like had $0 in the bank, and that's scary.
Yeah, that's one of those ones where like you try and you try and like act out your disappointment in the server by dropping the gun, like, oh, I'm just, and then you realize like, oh mate, you know, it's like the opposite of like celebrating too soon. It's like you're admitting defeat just a little too soon, and oh, that did get a little bit scary. But thankfully, you know, we don't have any madness like that going down. Now in this round, you'll see Arcane Wave throwing a volley of utility into this A site, and they're very, very quick to move away from it. However, problem has arisen in Victoria, pushing top mid, gets the information that these players are rotating back, and Fatal, as she so often does, is living up to her name over here in the apartment. She shuts down too. And so suddenly this B player's had all the momentum sucked out of it, right? They can't afford to go for this. And the biggest problem of all is because they spotted everyone crossing into the apartments all across the map, DeftFox have gone aggressive. Now, Keisu,
oh no,
don't do it. Keisu, there's no, come on. Oh, she stabbed her down. Angie didn't know what hit her. Oh, it's a travesty. It's all gone wrong for Arcane Wave. Julia and Mad6, what can they do? They need to get some revenge. You can't get knifed and then just roll over and die. That's not how it works. You need to fight back and at least reclaim some lives in this round. They try and hit the B site, but Victoria's there with the AWP over towards short. Julia all alone, 1v4, and she is cornered every angle. This is terrifying. She goes down. DeftFox with 12. It's 3 for Arcane Wave, and they might be waving goodbye if they don't pick this map up now. You're gonna have to join us for the second half of play after a quick break, so do not go anywhere.
I'm looking at this new mountain that I'm about to climb. Knock 'em out, one by one, and move down the line. You would think that I'm out my mind, but you ain't ruining my focus. I'm about to go in, you about to see greatness, I know you know this. Everyone's around, and their eyes are all looking at me, you know it's going down. I'm the one that they trying to see, so let's overload them now. I'ma give them what they want, give them what they need, going for the winning. Then they'll see that I made it, please believe I'm bringing it home. Let's go! I'm going for the win and I'm bringing it home. I take a look around and see that I'm not alone. Everyone around me yelling, let's go. Let's go. Everyone around me yelling, let's go. Let's go. Going for the win and I'm bringing it home. I take a look around and see that I'm not alone. Everyone around me yelling, let's go. Let's go. Everyone around me yelling, let's go.
everyone, and welcome back here at DreamHack Showdown. It is, well, halftime, and it's 12-3 in favor of Team DeftFox, and they are so very, very close into passing through to the next round here. Oh, it's actually... yeah, it's looking a little bit underwhelming maybe from Arcane Wave, but you never know what can happen. Maybe if they get the pistol round going, get the momentum going, we can maybe see a little bit of a change from them. But Victoria here is starting off with a nice first kill, and that's the B side up for grabs, as the rest was pretty much stacking A there. And now the retake, it needs to come in.
Yeah, and with K2 holding on to mid, it's about to get even worse. Oh, she was seen then, and she thinks she was, and she tries to hide away. This is a must-win fight for Arcane Wave, and they're going to get it. So now that 4-on-4 gets given over, and they dodge the threat of this like late short play in a 5-on-3. Madzic's going to keep putting up numbers as she removes Fatal. Maria, oh, what sensitivity is that? She's on like 10,000 DPI as she flicks around and has dealt with the threat. Now Madzix is on for the ace. A 1v2 now. And she's removed another. Ooh, they double peek into it though. And Elizabeth is going to lock it in. 13 for DeftFox. And I will say something that you know, we were just talking about there in the little timeout is I said, like, one of the reasons I think Arcane Wave are being made to look like this is so easy up against them is because DeftFox have kind of shown that they're like true professionals in how they look to approach this game. You know, you can tell that they've put a lot of time into crafting these ideas and these defaults as to how they want to approach it. And everyone really does look like they're on the same page. And for Arcane Wave, I'm still just missing that little bit of convincing, you know? Like, we've seen bright moments from everyone over on this Arcane Wave squad, but we just haven't seen it synergize together yet. And time is very much running out for us to get to see that.
Well, here we go. Things are traded out though. But Fatal with that Galil, yeah. I mean, that's definitely the better weapon here. You're going up against some pistols, but they're still going to try to do some nice damage. They don't really have a lot to lose, so you might as well just try and go for it and take away a rifle. And that would be nice, and maybe even save one at the end of the round. So they're all going to be positioned to go for some nice exit here. NG in the apartment is trying to get the kill there onto K2, but it's not going to be working out. But Olivka there will find herself one. The question is, can she find a little bit more? She's trying to just kind of play around with that smoke a little bit by sitting and hoping that as soon as it fades, she will get one. And that's exactly what is happening. Oh, no, sadly not a third. But hey, that's nice damage dealt. But the problem is DeftFox is very, very close to winning this. So damage by this point, it might not be enough.
Well, Arcane is all to do with magic and such, and that's certainly what they're going to need here if they want to pull this game back. You need a little magic touch heading into round 18 if you want to come out ahead here on this map and keep this series going. And, you know, even saying that statement, kind of, this scoreline just feels so unlikely. DeftFox are just going to try their hand at a standard A-side play with all the nades going in. They actually rotated the bomb back, almost like they didn't want to go for it in the beginning, but now they've decided to commit into this A site, and Elizabeth, putting up numbers, has delivered a 2-on-3. Now, it's still in favor of Arcane Wave, but Elizabeth and Victoria, royal in name and maybe in nature, maybe they can get this one turned back around. However, Olivia is quick on the trigger. At Arcane Wave, they will put a fourth up on the board, so this game's going to keep on going that much longer. Maybe they can look to get their heads back above water again.
I mean, this is looking a little bit better, you know. Team DeftFox don't have a lot of money to work with. They are going to be going for some of the force buy here, some upgraded pistols, and actually plenty of utility. So they might as well just probably go for a nice execute. They have smokes and flashes. And with 3-man here now towards that B site, they're going to be deploying everything. And very interesting to see, because they still have 2 players in Palace, but that's not with the bomb. So, I mean, if you were going to be selling a fake, you would have liked the bomb to be there. But they're instead, you know, they're going to be bursting out, but not together as well. I am a little bit confused as to what was happening there with DeftFox.
Yeah, they're trying. I think they're trying to like go for this double fake idea. And actually, okay, with that kill coming in and 1 minute and 5 seconds left still on the clock, there's a chance that they can get this bomb back to A. But Pollen is about to throw a huge spanner in the works. She's gone aggressive. However, with that kill from Fatal just moments ago, she might have the idea that someone could have tried to cut her off. And so she's gone through lower tunnels. This was the timing she had to hit, and she's hit it perfectly. Pollen's gonna, yeah, look, she was about to go clear the apartment, and instead she takes the peek in, doesn't see anything just yet. And so Mad6 is keeping an eye on Connector. To get this bomb up through Con is going to require a miracle. And there it is. Fatal has delivered it. This was just an unreal round in terms of like having to play the mid round out. But I think that's where DeftFox is so strong. They make all the right decisions to get this bomb away from that stacked B site into A. And now they've been delivered a plant and a 2-on-2.
Well, that was a nice tag there through the box. A tag also onto Angie, and now 2 players low and 2 players onto full health. Oh, and Elizabeth coming in from jungle from behind, and now Angie, last player here onto low health. Yeah, and you know, this is gonna be tough. She does have a kit, but 2 players still alive, and even through the smoke, it doesn't matter. Team DeftFox here, they want to win this so bad, and they're now onto that match point. They do have still limited money on some of the players, but it's actually... Oh, no, it's actually pretty good. No, it's all fine.
Well, this could be the end of Arcane Wave's journey here. This could be all said and done. It's down through mid, fast from DeftFox as they look to get over here towards Catwalk. Angie's been afforded a 1-on-1, and well, 3 kills, matter of seconds. This one might be over. I don't know. Maybe we're on the same page here, Fearless, as I think this is all said and done.
Oh god, Mad6 needs to do it. And well, Fatal turns around. And there we have it. Team DeftFox will be moving on to tomorrow and will be facing off against Galaxy Racer. That's going to be a very interesting lineup. And sadly, we are going to have to say goodbye to Arcane Wave here. They had actually a pretty good performance earlier on today. Sadly, we couldn't see kind of a replay of that. But hey, they definitely showed up during this tournament. It was their first time coming to an international one. So maybe, hopefully, in the future, they can deliver more.
Yeah, you know, and that's why these tournaments are so important, right? These are like building blocks for teams and players that otherwise you might not ever get to see. And so, yeah, like I totally agree. And I think that's what we've usually seen, right, at these kind of events, is that teams will show up to one and maybe they won't do so well, but the experience they gain allows them to build upon that and, you know, get the idea of what goes into making a team that can compete at the top levels. So, yeah, I think that's all from you and I for now, right? It's been an absolute pleasure, by the way. But yeah, we'll throw this one over back to the analyst desk after a quick break, so stick around and don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to the DreamHack Showdown Summer 2020. And well, we just witnessed a bit of a massacre, didn't we, Potter?
We definitely did. And it definitely did seem like DeftFox, they could do no wrong. And so in a match that it's just so one-sided like this, there's just not too much that you could take away from it in a win. And there's not too much you could take away from it in a loss. Certainly, it just seemed like DeftFox were absolutely the better team. They just had all the right answers.
Is there any reason why that match was so one-sided, Sapphire?
I mean, honestly, it kind of felt like Arcane was pugging it out. Like they didn't have a plan going into it. And it almost felt like they're kind of satisfied with their result, as if maybe they didn't even expect to win the previous match. So just finishing higher in the standings was like, okay, we came here and did what we thought we could do, and that's it. DeftFox, again, across the board, every single player was solid today. I don't know where my head was at when I said Arcane was going to win. Yeah, it's been a long morning for me, but DeftFox is clearly head and shoulders above.
You got into the Dignitas office where you are right now at something like 1 a.m. So I think you can be forgiven, Sapphire. Don't worry. Potter, was it a case of DeftFox bullying the Arcanes? Because I mean, it feels like they're quite similar in the way that they like to aggress.
Yeah, it was absolutely a bully fest. And as I mentioned, there was no wrong move that DeftFox could have made. So really, on Arcane Wave's side of things, as Heather mentioned, when your game plan doesn't look like you have a solid one to begin with and you're starting to play reactionary CS, but DeftFox is also just bullying and they can get away with doing whatever they want, reactionary CS isn't going to get you very far. So definitely, this was DeftFox in control through and through all the way to the end.
But do Arcane Wave have potential, Sapphire, if they can drill some strats and maybe work on that trading, play less independently? Have we got the potential for a good team here?
Yeah, sure. They're here, and a lot of other teams aren't here. They made it through the qualifier. It was not an easy qualifier to do that. They've got some nice stars, like Julka. What a great player. Poland, maybe she's going to troll a bit, maybe get something else besides the auto sniper. But there's some potential there, and they should be proud of themselves for making to this event. It's certainly one of the highest caliber events they've probably played in, to my knowledge, and hopefully it's only up from here.
In my history of watching and playing CS, I think that's the earliest I've ever seen someone buy an auto sniper. So congratulations, Pollen. Round number 4 absolutely slayed me and probably everyone watching. Let's talk about DeftFox, though. They're going to go up against Galaxy Racer Esports tomorrow. Potter, do you think they can challenge Vilga and the gang?
Man, honestly, no. Honestly, I don't think so. I just don't know that they have the depth to be able to challenge when Claudia is just pressing W, jumping around the corner and getting an ace, right? I mean, you mentioned it earlier, Frankie. Claudia already has 3 aces in this tournament. So certainly if DeftFox, if they want to be able to fight toe-to-toe with a team like Galaxy Racer, then they have to perform not just at 100%. It's got to be like 115%, overperforming each individual. And certainly if they are able to do that, which we see CS players do all the time, then yeah, it's definitely going to be competitive.
Sapphire, how many aces are we going to see from Claudia tomorrow?
Well, she did what? 1 the first day, 2 the second day, so it's probably going to be 3 tomorrow.
Oh, the question is really, is she going to ace in DeftFox? Is she going to ace in the grand final? Should they make it? The sky's the limit for aces as far as Claudia is concerned. And right now, we have got a coach on the line. It is Dex, the coach for DeftFox. Congratulations again, Harosh. Dex, how did you find that rematch?
Hi, nice to meet you again today. We were much more consistent than in previous game. That's why it ended that fast.
So tell us about the overpass pick. So you had some great results on train, but you went with overpass first. How come?
It was the girls' decision to pick train in the first game. Mostly, I'm much more confident in overpass and one other map.
So we keep saying rematch, but this is actually like the 3rd or 4th time that you guys have faced off versus DeftFox. I know in the grand finals in that LAN in Poland last year, you guys actually lost versus them. what's changed? Is it DeftFox that's changed and improved in strides, or was this Arcane wave just not showing up? Was it just too easy?
I think we just played our game, and as I said, we had a consistency that we needed.
Have you watched any of Galaxy Racer esports matches from this event yet? Because of course you're facing them tomorrow for a spot in the finals.
I watched them only from the previous tournaments, but not from this one. I think they're a really good team. They're really structured and intelligent, but I think we can try to challenge them.
How are you going to challenge them though? Because this is a team with a pretty good playbook as far as the teams at this tournament are concerned.
Well, we also didn't show everything that we have, so we can try.
Dex, I want to ask about you as a coach. How long have you been coaching the team, and what are you working on with them?
I started working with them on January. Not the full time, but helping them on tournaments and prepare, and mostly in the preparation and the map thing, like the map pool.
And when you are playing in this online environment, is Fatal making the calls exclusively, or are you also guiding the team at the start of rounds?
Mostly Fatal calls, but I can call even on mid round because they trust on my calls, and that's it.
Well, thank you so much for sharing a bit more about the team, Dex. Good luck in that matchup tomorrow against Galaxy Racer Esports. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Interesting. So he is officially the sixth member of the team. Saf, are you surprised to hear that he's actually calling sometimes in the mid round?
It kind of makes sense when you see their play, and that's good. Like, there's nothing wrong from that. From learning from someone that does it well. That's what I tell a lot of the players that we bring into our teams. It's like the best thing you can do is learn from someone that's better from you. So if that's going to help them progress, great.
Well, Potter, we had some amazing plays today. So I think I want to hand over to you to take us into our top 5 plays of the day.
Perfect. All right. Well, I will start it off with play number 5. And this was amazing on Mirage. Starting off things right off the bat, here's Joka with the 4K clutch in the A site on Mirage. This is actually versus Giants. So this was an elimination match from way earlier in the day.
And then next we've got a Claudia ace. This is her first one of the day, just plowing through the ace site on Inferno. So confident. Her game sense is incredible. It knows exactly where they're going to be in this nice little swing here. Beautiful headshot.
And with play number 3, here it is. This was actually such a clench moment, a pivotal moment. Just the Glocks and P250s coming through on that arch side. It's Leia with the 3K. And actually towards the end, it ends up turning into a 2 versus 5 pistol. So it was definitely a round that had a huge impact.
Number 2 is, again, a Claudia ace. So this is one she's just taking command of the site. Trying to remember, she's got so many aces here. But yeah, picking off 5 of them, just takes control, waiting for the one to come right into her crosshair. Again, game sense incredible.
Definitely incredible. And it's always nice when you can say ace number 1, ace number 2. But with coming in with play number 1, this is Zaz. Of course, it's Zaz to end things off with the pistol work, this USPS coming in clutch. And I mean, Zaz she was kind of on the radar all day long in all of their series. So definitely the powerhouse in Zaz, it's good to see her just dominating and owning everyone.
And therefore, it's not a surprise to see that she is our player of the day. And I mentioned this yesterday, Zaz, towards the end of 2019, maybe a bit of a difficult time for this veteran player, especially at the DreamHack Open Rotterdam. She really seemed to struggle, and I was confused as to where the legend had disappeared to. But now, Potter, she seems to be dominating.
Yeah, and you can absolutely just see it in her decision. Just watching her play just by the eye test, you can see that she's got so much conviction in the round. She knows exactly what she wants to do. You'll never see her fumbling over nades. You'll never see her hesitating. She just understands exactly what's needed from her. And she's just deadly in that server, man. Just always lurking around, getting 2 pieces, 3 pieces. I mean, she's just always reliable and good for multi-kills. So I think that's such an asset to have for your squad.
And an asset to have for these broadcasts. It's always entertaining to watch her and the rest of the Origin girls. And they're going to be in our grand final. That's going to be, of course, our concluding best of 3 series of the day. But we're going to be kicking things off with our consolidation final, which is going to be kicking off at 2 p.m. CEST. So do join us half an hour earlier, 1:30 p.m. CEST, as we break down the first matchup between Galaxy Racer Esports and DeftFox. Potter, Sapphire, thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you to Monster and Monster Studios for being our amazing sponsors, and to you guys in Twitch chat for being fabulous, for supporting this tournament. I hope to see many more of these, and we've got many more days to come of gameplay because, of course, we've got NA next week as well. So do join us tomorrow when we crown our European champions. Good night.
There are pains we gotta follow, there are pains we cannot run when we're looking down the barrel of a gun. Be the hunter or the hunted, be the predator or prey. Make some noise and let the world hear what we say. 'Cause we are one. 'Cause we are one. Ow! Can't be saints, can't be sinners, can't be losers, can't be winners. We are one. Yeah, we are one. We stand united. We fight until the end. We never stop, never break, never bend. We stand united. Together rise and fall. 'Cause it's all for one, one for all. Yeah, it's all for one, one for all. It is not about surviving, either living or you're dying. Stand your ground and never ever be afraid. We can choose to make a difference. We can choose to walk away. There's a choice we make.